If you're serious about your 2026 goals and prefer to not be replaced by AI, don't skip this. The King, Gordon Ryan, and I just went live. If you missed us live, do not miss out again. Click that link and watch the replay now.
Most of the people who follow me are already doing pretty good in life. But if you want to do even better, check out that replay now.
If you were like, I don't know, when I was like 13, something like that, there was these new Schwinn bicycles that came. I literally have them in the other room. I literally have one in the other room. I'll show you.
I've seen them.
Did I tell you the story before?
I think I've seen the bikes. I don't know if I heard the story.
Well, when I was like literally 13, the company Schwinn, which made really nice bicycles at the time, they came out with these cool bicycles. They were like, I don't know, $400 and some, $500, back in the early 90s, which is a lot of money for a bicycle at that time. And I wanted one of those bicycles. And there's this neighbor girl, Mindy. She's 1 year younger than me. She was like 12, 13. I was 13, 14. And, there's a lot of people, in our neighborhood that are, kind of, hoodlums or whatnot. They got, their thoughts about how to make money as a teenage misfit. And, I was pretty responsible. And I was like, I had a reputation by that time that if I said I would do something, I would do it. That like, if I said I was going to, you're going on vacation and you want me to walk your dog every day. Yeah, okay. You want me to cut your grass, every Monday or every other Tuesday or whatever the was. Yeah, okay. Oh, you want me to babysit your children or help with this, clean something up or paint your fence or do little odds and ends, clean your car. Yeah, okay. And so I always had no problem making money, that people trusted me, that if I said I'd do something, I'd do it, and they're happy to pay me for that. And I looked at the girl, she's a year younger than me. We grew up, 3 houses away from each other. And Mindy was that way, that, people would pay her double, like for babysitting, that they would pay a normal babysitter. And because they knew that if she babysat the kids, like your kids were going to be safe. She was going to give them a bath. They were going to be clean, safe. Nothing stupid was going to happen. They were going to have food. You're going to come home to a cleaner house. She's not there to be the house cleaner, but she would do things to like tidy up the house and just always do something extra. She was very reliable, and she'd always do something extra. And and people would have to book with her, a couple months in advance to babysit because she was busy, and she could charge twice as much as anybody else that could babysit. And who had those bicycles? Not all the guys that were trying to be tough guys and hoodlums. Who bought those bicycles? I had one, and she had one. We had no trouble. It's like at like 13, we have no trouble to buy a $500 bicycle at age 13. All right. So do I think that Gary here, with inflation, that was like $3,000 or something today, So as a 13-year-old, I was able to solve problems like that. And do I think that you could figure out how to get $10K a month? Like, I hope so. I hope you could. It's up to you, honestly. It's really up to you as far as like, all right, what is your level of dedication? What is the level of, your education and your dedication? So if you knew the right things and you practiced the right things, could you do that? Yeah, probably. Probably you could. Could you do it in 1 to 3 years? Yeah, I think that's realistic for a lot of people. If you engaged in, it's one of those things that in my mind is like, if I had nothing and I had to figure out like, how could I make 10K a month? And I got 1 to 3 years to figure out how to do that. Like, yeah, of course I could do that. Could you do that? I hope so. If you try, you could. So it's kind of up to you. But yeah, that's not a crazy thing. That's one of those things that like, you'll be able to set a higher goal. If you engaged in the right behaviors, if you went through this program and you engaged in the right behaviors, I would expect that you'd have to set a higher goal, that you could achieve that in a year's time. If you didn't do that, you would be the limiting factor. The information is there. So you would be the limiting factor. Results. Your results tell the truth about your effort and your intellect. Your results tell the truth about your effort and your intellect. So if you say you're working extremely hard and you've been working hard for a long period of time and your results suck, it means you've been working hard on the wrong things. You don't have the right intellectual information, or you're just stupid. Could be one of those two things. Could be both. Could be you're dumb and you don't have the right information. Could be both. They're not mutually exclusive. If you could start over with your current knowledge, what would you do differently in the first year? Well, I mean, if I had my current knowledge and I could rewind time, then of course you would know exactly what to buy in the stock market. You would know what asset classes, and that's not even a fair question. That's like a Back to the Future type question for people old enough to know that movie. What would I do differently? I think I would have even accelerated that process further. I think there's a hesitancy to invest in yourself when you don't see a clarity of outcome. There's a hesitancy of to do 100% effort when you haven't got results yet. It's hard to keep working at high effort. So honestly, I think I would have worked harder, and I would have spent more money on education even sooner, like as a teenager. Because I had plenty of little stumbling points as a teenager where I just had like high schooler information. I was around normal people in a normal high school, and if I had better information sooner, I would have done even better. And I could have kept myself out of a lot of problems that were avoidable, but I just didn't know that yet because of the environment that I grew up in. So, yeah, I think that would be the wisest thing to do. Is like I should have worked harder to earn better teachers and better mentors even earlier, so I could work harder with better information, which would have let me to compound results even earlier and have better outcomes at my current age, for example. I think that would be a wise thing to do. You have anything to add to that?
That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, just having a general vision of what you're trying to accomplish. I knew that I was going to be good at jiu-jitsu. I didn't really go into this with a vision of how dominant I would be. Did you, at what age did you have a vision of I'm going to be able to do whatever I want every single day and have a purple Rolls Royce and the picture with the purple Rolls Royce? Having, and I had I had big goals. Like I had big aspirations for what I was looking to do. But, even the level that I'm at now, I didn't really expect it to be quite this big. I didn't really expect the gap between me and the number 2 guy to be quite that far. And just having a better vision of what exactly I was trying to accomplish. For me, it was meeting John sooner. Like if I would have started working with John sooner and worked with John more, I would have been even better than I am today. So, I mean, that's exactly what I was going to say.
People, somebody's going to laugh or think this is a joke, and I mean this so sincerely. People don't understand how brilliant you are and how humble you are. It's really true. People, and even you laugh because you're not known for your humility, but another person that had your level of success would not be as humble as you. They wouldn't. Some of these people here, if they had a fucking, the people that would have dropped off the call earlier, I mean, God, I can't imagine how bad their lives are. If they had outcomes like yours or mine, like they wouldn't have the humility that we do. They wouldn't.
Well, it's just like we always talk about. People get to a certain level of success and think they have all the answers. Like we're always looking for better answers. Like there's, even if I'm, the best in the world at something, like there is things I could be doing better. Like there's always something that's going to come out. There's always new information, new technology, and a lot of people. You see this all the time in my sport, in jiu-jitsu. You see so many people will get to a certain level, they'll plateau, and they'll be like, you know what, this is good. Like I can work with this. Where it's like, no, I'm always looking for a better way to do things. And if I could be doing something for 5 years, for 10 years, and then one day I'm playing around with something, and I'm like, nope, that's better, and I just completely disregard the thing that I've been doing for the last 7 years, and I implement this new strategy or new technique, and I'm like, you know what, that way was just better, and I was wrong, and we should do it this way.
If you're serious about your 2026 goals and prefer to not be replaced by AI, don't skip this. The King, Gordon Ryan, and I just went live. If you missed us live, do not miss out again. Click that link and watch the replay now.
Most of the people who follow me are already doing pretty good in life. But if you want to do even better, check out that replay now.